Namaskar. My subject is physical education. I am here today with my topic Yoga for Health and Fitness. I am Dr. LCS Khanna, working as Physical Director in Government Degree College, Nandikutkur, Karnool District of Andhra Pradesh. We all know that yoga is good for health and fitness. The main objectives of yoga improves posture, increases flexibility, builds muscle strength, boosts metabolism, helps in lowering blood sugar, increases blood flow, keep diseases at bay, increases self-esteem, improves lung function, helps you sleep better. All yogasanas are beneficial to the mankind, and let me explain few asanas which are helpful for the weight loss. The first one is Paripurna Navasana. I will explain the step by step instructions how to perform this asana and the benefits of this asana too. Begin in Dandasana, pressing forward with your big toe mounts, spinning your inner thighs down to hold your thigh in a neutral position, and rooting down with your femurs to engage your quadriceps. Move your sacrum in and up toward your navel, and extend your sternum away from your navel to lengthen your front body. Engage your muscles along the length of your spine to keep your torso erect. Move your shoulder blades in and up to lift and open your chest from behind. Observe the relationship between your thighs and your torso. They form a 90-degree angle at your hips. Bend your knees and come on to the tips of your toes, holding the backs of your thighs just above your knees. Tilt your torso back slightly and feel the back edge of your sitting bones pressing into the floor. Keep your spinal muscles engaged so your back does not round. Remember the 90-degree angle between your thighs and your torso in Dandasana. This angle between your thighs and torso is a bit more acute, but many of the same muscles are working. Rise your feet to eye level, pressing into your big toe mounts to keep your legs neutral and keeping a slight bend in your knees initially. Release the hold on your thighs and straighten your arms so they are parallel to the floor. Draw your upper arms into their sockets to emphasize the lift of your chest. Keeping your back body engaged and supporting your front body, straighten your legs. Continue to draw your upper arms into the sockets to lift your chest. Continue to press into the big toe mounts to activate your legs. Balance on the back edge of your sitting bones without letting your lower back collapse toward the floor. Hold for anywhere from 10 to 15 breaths or even to 1 minute and then release. The benefits of Paripurna Navasana are builds focus and body awareness, can boost energy and fight fatigue, can help build confidence and empowerment, improves posture and counteracts the effects of prolonged sitting and doing computer work, strengthens your core and thighs. The next one is Purvattanasana. The method to perform this asana is sit in Dandasana with your hands several inches behind your hips and your fingers pointing forward. Bend your knees and place your feet on the floor, big toes turned inward. Heels at least a foot away from your buttocks. Exhale. Press your inner feet and hands down against the floor and lift your hips until you come into a reverse tabletop position. Torso and thighs approximately parallel to the floor. Shins and arms approximately perpendicular. Without losing the height of your tips, strengthen your legs one at a time. Lift your hips still higher without hardening your buttocks. Press your shoulder blades against your back torso to support the lift of your chest. Without compressing the back of your neck, slowly drop your head back. Hold for 30 seconds, then sit back down in Dandasana with an exhale. The benefits of Purvattanasana are strengthens the arms, wrists and legs, stretches the shoulders, chest and front ankles. Here are some asanas which are useful to prevent osteoporosis. The first one is Uttita Hasta Padangushtasana. Stand in Tadasana position. Stand erect. Bring your left knee toward your belly. Reach your left arm inside the thigh. Cross it over the front ankle and hold the outside of your left foot. If your hamstrings are tight, hold a strap looped around the left sole. Form the front thigh muscles of the standing leg and press the outer thigh inward. Inhale and extend the left leg forward. Straighten the knee as much as possible. If you are steady, swing the leg out to the side. Breathe steadily. Breathing takes concentration, but it helps you balance. Hold for 30 seconds, then swing the leg back to center with an inhale and lower the foot to the floor with an exhale. Repeat on the other side for the same length of time. The benefits of Uttita Hasta Padangushtasana are strengthens the legs and ankles, stretches the backs of the legs, improves sense of balance. The other asana is Uttita Parshva Konasana. Stand in Tadasana. On an exhalation, step or lightly jump your feet 3.5 to 4 feet apart. Raise your arms parallel to the floor and reach them actively out to the sides. Shoulder blades wide, palms down. Turn your left foot in slightly to the right and your right foot out to right 90 degrees. Align the right heel with the left heel. Firm your thighs and turn your right thigh outward so that the center of the kneecap is in line with the center of the right ankle. Roll the left hip slightly forward toward the right, but rotate your upper torso back to the left. Anchor the left heel to the floor by lifting the inner left groin deep into the pelvis. Then exhale and bend your right knee over the right ankle so that the shin is perpendicular to the floor. As you bend the knee, aim the inner knee toward the little toe side of the foot. If possible, bring the right thigh parallel to the floor. Firm your shoulder blades against the back ribs. Extend your left arm straight up toward the ceiling. Then turn the left palm to face toward your head, and with an inhalation, reach the arm over the back of your left ear, palm facing the floor. Stretch from your left heel through your left fingertips, lengthening the entire left side of your body. Turn your head to look at the left arm. Release your right shoulder away from the ear. Try to create as much length along this right side of your torso as to do along the left. As you continue to ground your left heel to the floor, exhale and lay the right side of your torso down onto the top of the right thigh. Press your right fingertips on the floor just outside of your right foot. Actively push the right knee back against the inner arm. Counter this burrowing your tailbone into the back of your pelvis toward the pubis. The inside of your right thigh should be parallel with the long edge of your sticky mat. Stay for 30 seconds or even to 1 minute. Inhale to come up. Push both heels strongly into the floor and reach the left arm forcefully toward the ceiling to lighten the upward movement. Reverse the feet and repeat for the same length of time to the left. Then come up and return to Tadasana position. The benefits of Uttita Parshva Konasana: strengthens and stretches the legs, knees and ankles. Stretches the groins, spine, waist, chest and lungs and shoulders. Stimulates abdominal organs. Increases stamina. Here are some asanas for sciatica. The first one is Bhujangasana. Let me explain how to perform this asana. Bend on your belly with your feet hip distance apart and your hands placed beside your ribs. Extend your big toe straight back and press down with all 10 toenails to activate your quadriceps. Spin your inner thighs to the ceiling while firming your outer ankles into your midline. Pressing down lightly with your hands, start to raise your head and chest while rolling your shoulders back and down. Keep the back of your neck long and focus on lifting your sternum versus lifting your chin. As your arms start to straighten, move slowly and mindfully. Make sure to emphasize pulling your chest forward and coiling your thoracic spine rather than pushing onto your lower back. This is an important distinction because your pelvis remains on the floor. Move the bottom border of your shoulder blades in and up to open your chest from behind. Only straighten your arms to the degree that allows your shoulders to remain away from your ears. Keep at least a slight bend in your elbows to reinforce drawing out of your lower back and into your upper back. Take your gaze up only to the degree that the curve of your neck is a continuation of the curve that has already been established in your upper back. Hold for 5 to 10 breaths, then release back onto the mat. The benefits of Bhujangasana are: can boost energy and fight fatigue, can help build confidence and empowerment, improves posture and counteracts the effects of sitting and computer work, may help relieve lower back pain, can counteract slouching the and kyphosis of the spine, stretches your abdomen, strengthens around your shoulders, arms and back muscles. The next one is Buddha Konasana. Begin in Dandasana. Pressing forward with your big toe mounts, pinning your inner thighs down and rooting down with your femurs. Use your foot and leg actions to get directly on top of your sitting bones rather than falling behind them. Move your sacrum in and up toward your navel and extend your sternum away from your navel to lengthen your front body. Feel your pubis and tailbone dropping equally toward the floor. The bowl of the pelvis is upright, neither spilling forward nor spilling back. Maintaining this pelvis position, draw your feet toward your groins. Bring the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to fall open to the sides. Notice the effect on your pelvis. Sometimes drawing your feet back causes the pelvis to spill back. Rock your pelvis forward, engaging your rock muscles to move the length of your spine forward and up. Press your shoulder blades against your upper back to open your chest. Clasp your ankles to emphasize the lift along your torso. Open the soles of your feet as if opening the pages of a book. Hold for anywhere for 10 breaths to 2 minutes and then release. The benefits of Buddha Konasana are can be helpful for recovery after sports and activities that includes running, improves postural and body awareness, stretches your groins, inner thigh muscles and front of your thighs. Some good asanas for the better digestion. The first one is Dhanurasana. Lie on your belly with your hands alongside your torso, palms up. Exhale and bend your knees, bringing your heels as close as you can to your buttocks. Reach back with your hands and take hold of your ankles. Make sure your knees are not wider than the width of your hips and keep your knees hip width for the duration of the pose. Inhale and strongly lift your heels away from your buttocks and at the same time lift your thighs away from the floor. This will have the effect of pulling your upper torso and head off the floor. Burrow the tailbone down toward the floor and keep your back muscles soft. As you continue lifting the heels and thighs higher, press your shoulder blades firmly against your back to open your heart. Draw the tops of the shoulders away from your ears. Gaze forward. With the belly pressed against the floor, breathing will be difficult. Breathe more into the back of your torso and be sure not to stop breathing. Stay in this pose anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds. Release as you exhale and lie quietly for a few breaths. You can repeat the pose once or twice more. Benefits of this Dhanurasana are stretches the entire front of the body, ankles, thighs, and groins, abdomen and chest and throat and deep hip flexors. Strengthens the back muscles, improves posture, stimulates the organs of the abdomen and neck. The other asana is Adhomukha Svanasana. Slowly straighten both legs and walk your feet forward a little. Your sitting bones should be close to centered between your wrists and ankles. Make sure your lower back doesn't round and that you can still maintain the lift of your sitting bones and the curves of your spine. Extend your arms fully and keep your lower ribs moving toward your spine to avoid low back overarching and compression. Descend your heels even more as you engage your quadriceps. Maintain Mula Bandha and breathe freely through your nose. Stay for 20 to 25 breaths before coming down to rest in Balasana. Benefits of this Adhomukha Svanasana: tones your core, strengthens your bones, works the back of your legs, improve blood flow to the brain, strengthens your arms, improves your body posture, stretches your back. Some asanas which are beneficial and which relieves anxiety. The first one is Padangushtasana. Stand upright with your inner feet parallel and about 6 inches apart. Contract your front thigh muscles to lift your kneecaps. Keeping your legs completely straight, exhale and bend forward from your hip joints, moving your torso and head as one unit. Slide the index and middle fingers of each hand between the big toes and the second toes. Then curl those fingers under and grip the big toes firmly, wrapping the thumbs around the other two fingers to secure the wrap. Press your toes down against your fingers. With an inhalation, lift your torso as if you were going to stand up again, straightening your elbows. Lengthen your front torso, and on the next exhale, lift your sitting bones. Depending on your flexibility, your lower back will hollow to a greater or lesser degree. As you do this, release your hamstrings and hollow your lower belly. Lift the top of your sternum as high as you can, but take care not to lift your head so far that you compress the back of your neck. Keep your forehead relaxed. For the next few inhalations, lift your torso strongly as you continue to actively contract your front thighs. On each successive exhalation, strongly lift your sitting bones as you consciously relax your hamstrings. As you do this, deepen the hollow in your lower back. Finally, exhale, bend your elbows out to the sides, pull up on your toes, lengthen the front and sides of your torso, and gently lower into the forward bend. If you have very strong and long hamstrings, you can draw your forehead toward your shins. But your hamstrings are short, it's better to focus on keeping the front torso long. Hunching into a forward bend is not safe for your lower back and does nothing to lengthen your hamstrings. Hold the final position for 1 minute. Then release your toes, bring your hands to your hips and re-lengthen your front torso. With an inhale, swing your torso and head as a single unit back to upright. Benefits of this Padangushtasana are: calms the brain and helps relieve stress, anxiety and mild headache. Stimulates the liver and kidneys. Stretches the hamstrings and calves. Strengthens the thighs. Improves digestion. Helps relieve the symptoms of menopause. Helps relieve headache and insomnia. The other asana for anxiety is Matsyasana. Begin on the back with the knees bent and the feet planted beneath the knees. Place the feet hips distance apart and parallel, with the knees also hips distance apart. Spin the inner thighs down toward the floor to broaden across the lower back. Pressing down with the feet, lift the hips without letting the knees splay apart. Place the hands on the floor, palms down with the thumbs touching, then lower the buttocks onto the hands. One foot at a time, slide the feet forward so that the legs are straightened. Have the big toes touching and a very small amount of space between the heels. Press forward with the big toe mounts to engage the quadriceps. Continue to spine the inner thighs down so that the legs remain neutral. Tuck the outer shoulders under, pinning the elbows into the midline. Pressing down from the palms to the elbows, inflate the upper body by lifting the shoulder blades and thoracic spine into the chest. Amplify these actions to lift the sternum towards the ceiling. Then drop the head back and lower onto the crown of the head. Engage the upper back muscles to open and support the chest from behind. Prioritize the lift of the chest so that the curve of the neck is a continuation of the curve of the upper back. Maintain active neutral legs by pressing into the big toe mounts and descending the femurs. Continue to press down firmly with the palms and the elbows so that the weight in the head is light. Emphasize the movement of the thoracic spine rather than relying on the easy mobility of the neck. Hold for 5 to 10 breaths. Then lead with the chest to raise the head and release back to the floor. Benefits of this Matsyasana are: mobilizes and strengthens the upper back and neck, strengthens the quadriceps, opens the shoulders in extension, stretches the chest. Some asanas for insomnia. First one is Uttanasana. Stand in Tadasana. Hands on hips. Exhale and bend forward from the hip joints, not from the waist. As you descend, draw the front torso out of the groins and open the space between the pubis and top sternum. As in all the forward bends, the emphasis is on lengthening the front torso as you move more fully into the position. If possible, with your knees straight, bring your palms or fingertips to the floor slightly in front of or beside your feet, or bring your palms to the backs of your ankles. If this is not possible, cross your forearms and hold your elbows. Press the heels firmly into the floor and lift the sitting bones toward the ceiling. Turn the top thigh slightly inward. With each inhalation in the pose, lift and lengthen the front torso just slightly. With each exhalation, release a little more fully into the forward bend. In this way, the torso oscillates almost imperceptibly with the breath. Let your head hang from the root of the neck, which is deep in the upper back between the shoulder blades. Uttanasana can be used as a resting position between the standing poses. Stay in the pose for 30 seconds to 1 minute. It can also be practiced as a pose in itself. Don't roll the spine to come up. Instead, bring your hands back onto your hips and reaffirm the length of the front torso. Then press your tailbone down and into the pelvis and come up on an inhalation with a long front torso. Benefits of this Uttanasana are: calms the brain and helps relieve stress and mild depression, stimulates the liver and kidneys, stretches the hamstrings, calves, and hips, strengthens the thighs and knees, improves digestion, helps relieve the symptoms of menopause, reduces fatigue and anxiety, relieves headache and insomnia. Therapeutic for asthma, high blood pressure, infertility, osteoporosis, and sinusitis. The next one is Sukhasana. Begin seated in Dandasana. Cross the right shin in front of the left so that the knees stack over the feet. Be directly on top of the sitting bones so that the bowl of the pelvis is upright, neither spilling forward nor backward. Clasp the knees with the hands and use the arms to pull the length of the spine forward and up. Draw the sacrum towards the navel and the thoracic spine towards the sternum. Maintain this active and lifted spine and turn the palms to face the ceiling, drawing the hands back until the heads of the upper arms are in line with the side body. Press down firmly with the sitting bones to elongate the spine any amount more, lifting and opening the chest. Notice if the front ribs have flared and instead soften them. Center the head directly over the pelvis with the chin level to the floor. Maintain a soft and steady gaze. Hold for anywhere from 10 breaths to several minutes. Then switch the cross of the legs and repeat on the other side. Benefits of this Sukhasana: strengthens the spinal muscles, opens the chest, imprints good seated posture, gently opens the hips in external rotation. Some asanas which are useful for sinusitis. The first one is Janu Sirsasana. Sit on the floor with your legs straight in front of you. Use a blanket under your buttocks if necessary. Inhale, bend your right knee and draw the heel back toward your perineum. Rest your right foot sole lightly against your inner left thigh and lay the outer right leg on the floor with the shin at a right angle to the left leg. Press your right hand against the inner right groin where the thigh joins the pelvis and your left hand on the floor beside the hip. Exhale and turn the torso slightly to the left, lifting the torso as you push down on and ground the inner right thigh. Line up your navel with the middle of the left thigh. You can just stay here using a strap to help you lengthen the spine evenly, grounding through the sitting bones. Or when you are ready, you can drop the strap and reach out with your right hand to take the inner left foot, thumb on the sole. Inhale and lift the front torso, pressing the top of the left thigh into the floor and extending actively through the left heel. Use the pressure of the left hand on the floor to increase the twist to the left. Then reach your left hand to the outside of the foot with the arms fully extended. Lengthen the front torso from the pubis to the top of the sternum. Exhale and extend forward from the groins, not the hips. Be sure not to pull your forcefully into the forward bend. Hunching the back and shortening the front torso. As you descend, bend your elbows out to the sides and lift them away from the floor. Lengthen the forward into a comfortable stretch. The lower belly should touch the thigh, the head last. Stay in pose anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes. Come up with an inhalation and repeat the instructions with the legs reversed for the same length of time. The benefits of this Janu Sirsasana are: calms the brain and helps relieve mild depression, stretches the spine, shoulders, hamstrings, and groins, stimulates the liver and kidneys, improves digestion, helps relieve the symptoms of menopause, relieves anxiety, fatigue, headache, menstrual discomfort, therapeutic for high blood pressure, insomnia, and sinusitis, strengthens the back muscles during pregnancy up to second trimester. Done without coming forward, keeping your back spine concave and front torso long. The other asana which is helpful for sinusitis is Supta Virasana. To perform Supta Virasana, start with the Virasana. Exhale and lower your back torso toward the floor. First lean onto your hands, then your forearms and elbows. Once you are on your elbows, place your hands on the back of the pelvis and release your lower back and upper buttocks by spreading the flesh down toward the tailbone. Then finish reclining either onto the floor or a support blanket or a bolster. If your front ribs just up sharply toward the ceiling, it's a sign of tight groins, which pulls your front pelvis toward your knees and causes your belly and lower back to tense. Use your hands to press your front ribs down slightly and lift your pubis toward your navel. This should lengthen your lower back and lower it toward the floor. If it does not, raise yourself on a higher position, support, then lay your arms and hands on the floor, angled about 45 degrees from the sides of your torso and palms up. Sink the heads of thigh bones deep into the back of the hip sockets. It's alright to lift your knees a little away from the floor to help soften your groins. In fact, you can raise your knees a few inches on a thickly folded blanket. You can also allow a little bit of space between your knees as long as your thighs remain parallel to each other. Do not, however, allow the knees to splay apart wider than your hips. This will cause strain on the hips and lower back. To begin, stay in this position for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Gradually extend your stay to 5 minutes. To come out, press your forearms against the floor and come on to your hands. Then use your hands to lift your torso into Virasana. As you come up, lead with your sternum, not your head or chin. Come out of Virasana in the recommended manner. Benefits of this Supta Virasana are: stretches the abdomen, thighs, and deep hip flexors, knees, and ankles. Strengthens the arches, relieves tired legs, improves digestion, helps relieve the symptoms of menopause and menstrual pain, and then some asanas which are really helpful for to get out of from stress. The first one is halasana. To perform this halasana, be in the position of sarvangasana. Exhale and bend your hips joints to slowly lower your toes to the floor above and beyond your head. As much as possible, keep your torso perpendicular to the floor and your legs fully extended. With your toes on your floor, lift your top thighs and tailbone. toward the ceiling and draw your inner groins deep into the pelvis. Imagine that your torso is hanging from the height of your groins. Continue to draw your chin away from your sternum and soften your throat. You can continue to press your hands against the back torso, pushing the back up toward the ceiling as you press the backs of upper arms down onto your support. Or you can release your hands away from your back and stretch the arms out behind you on the floor, opposite the legs. Clasp the hands and press the arms actively down on the support as you lift the thighs toward the ceiling. Halasana is usually performed after Sarvangasana for anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes. To exit the pose, bring your hands onto your back again. Lift back into Sarvangasana with an exhalation. Then roll down onto your back or simply roll out of the pose on an exhalation. Benefits of this halasana: calms the brain, stimulates the abdominal organs and the thyroid gland, stretches the shoulder and spine, helps relieve the symptoms of menopause, reduces stress and fatigue, therapeutic for backache, headache, infertility, insomnia, and sinusitis. Finally, I'll conclude my topic with the Shavasana. Please remember, do perform these asanas in the presence of an expert yoga master. After you get perfection, you can do alone. To perform Savasana, lie on your back with your knees bent. Keep your head centered, not allowing it to fall to either side. Extend your arms to the sides. Allow your breath to slowly and smoothly in and out. Close your eyes and relax the facial muscles, beginning with the forehead and eyelids. Then relax the cheeks, lips, and tongue. Relaxing your tongue will release tension in the face, which has a direct effect on the brain and mind. Relax the throat and neck. Continue to bring attention to each part of the body, consciously relaxing each part, starting with the head and traveling all the way down to your feet. When the physical body is still and at rest, the breath naturally draws you inward toward the essence of yourself. Rest with a spacious feeling of light in your heart. Benefits of this Savasana: a regular practice of Shavasana will train you again and again in the art of relaxation, an essential quality for meditation and a true experience of yoga. As you release your physical body, you may even discover another part of yourself that is light and free. Thank you. Thank you one and all for watching.